Alright, so the first thing that we're going to go over is the setup tab here. It's the very first tab that you guys will see when you open up the tool, so that's where we're going to start. And you sort of move in this, left to right fashion when using the tool. So we'll start here and then we'll move our way along. So here in the scene, I've got a group here of the objects I want to scatter, another group here of the surfaces I want to scatter on, and so for the objects that I want to scatter, they are all facing straight up. And then if I select these guys, when I zero them out, they all snap to the origin. So as long as they snap to the origin when you zero out all their transforms, they can be spread out like this if you guys want. Doesn't really matter. So yeah, the first step here is going to be to grab it's going to be to create a system. So the way that the tool works is you can have these multiple systems. So you could have one for like rocks, trees, bushes, etc. But you'd need at least one in order to get started. If you try to grab some objects here and try to add them to this list, it won't let you. It's because you need to have a system here. And if there's nothing here, then you don't have any active systems. So that's something to keep in mind. So we'll just go ahead and create a test system, click create, and then in here you'll get a drop down. So like if I create another one and we call it rocks, for example, click create. Now we have, both our test and our rocks in here that you can switch back and forth between, and everything will update accordingly across all the tabs. All right. So now that we've made our system, now we can start adding in our objects and surfaces. So you can add in an object if you want by either clicking on the objects individually, like this, and then clicking on add, and you'll see we get an object in there. Alternatively, you can also click on if you have them all grouped together like I do, you can grab the top group and just click add. It'll go through and it'll grab all the objects that are currently not in the list and add them in there for you. So there is that option. You also, you have your typical remove, and then, which one did I just remove? Okay. So, and then you can also replace, simple stuff. We also have the surfaces that you want to scatter on. So a big point about this tool that's not seen in very many other scattering tools right now is the ability to scatter on multiple surfaces at once, which for me is pretty important. I've worked on a lot of projects in production where, we have, I don't know, let's say like a mountain like this, and then we'll have like a bunch of other rocks and stuff scattered along in here, and then we come along and we want to be able to scatter foliage on top of everything, including those larger rocks that we have scattered along in here, and you have to scatter on each one of those individually, and it's royal pain. So for me, it's kind of a big deal to be able to just scatter on multiple surfaces, which is what this tool allows you to do. So again, just like the objects here, we can select the top group here and just click add, and I will add in both of those objects for you. And then just as a quick example, if I go over here to scatter, I'll turn this off, and then just press scatter here, you'll notice we get objects on both surfaces. And I can just reset that. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the setup tab here. Next we will go over the protocol options tab.